Hello and welcome to the Spiritual View. Welcome to this sacred gathering under the light of the Scorpio Full Moon. We are so honored to hold this space with you today, a space of truth, release, and transformation. This is a full moon unlike any other. Scorpio invites us deep into the shadows, into the memories, and into the patterns that we've outgrown but may still carry. And it offers us the ultimate gift, the power to transmute. Today, we are not just letting go, we are rising. We are rising from the ashes of old stories, outdated identities, karmic entanglements, and emotional wounds. We are as the phoenix, reborn in clarity, strength, and sovereignty. So again, welcome into the Spiritual View. I'm Jenn with the Awakened Jenn Tarot, and we have Wendi here with us too. So we were supposed to have a full crew today, and life just happened. I love what Wendi was saying just before we got started. If you want to explain what you felt, the whole energy of this Scorpio full moon was that kind of brought us here.
Yeah, because with this Scorpio full moon, it's really big energy. It's a huge shift. It's a huge change for people. It's a time of rebirth and growth, but it's really bringing in all of that tower energy. So all of us are having just kind of getting hit with some surprises out of left field, or are continuing, to deal with things that have been thrown at us earlier. And it just, I think it hit our group. I think especially people who are on their path and doing the work, and, are spiritual healers and, teachers and guides. I think it's really hitting us harder, than a lot of other people. And I think today is proof of that right now, with seeing that, most of our group couldn't make it here today for varying reasons. But I know that they are all with us in spirit and want to be here and have support us in this. And at least we have our beautiful community here that helps to support us and our channel and everything as well. And I'm really happy to be here to be able to get this message out to you guys and to talk about the full moon in Scorpio. And we have a ritual that Jen's going to do. And I will be pulling some cards for the collective. And I hope that you guys really enjoy this video and being here with us today. So,
all right. Yeah. And Marsha has also prepared a video for us as well, even though she couldn't be here. But before we get started with that, let's go ahead and do the clearing, just to clear the energy, get us grounded into this space. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right, so to get us started, we're going to start with Marsha's presentation, where she's telling us all about the Scorpio full moon.
Full moon ceremony brought to you by the ladies here at the Spiritual View. I am Marsha, and I am one of the hosts here on the channel. I am quite sick and decided to go ahead and pre-record this for you all. The slides I had already prepared, but given that I really need to conserve some energy for traveling later this week, I think it's best that I just pre-record this and send it off to the ladies that they can present to you. I'm going to talk briefly about some of the astrology that's baked in to this Scorpio full moon. So whether you realize it or not, we stand at a powerful emotional and energetic threshold. In just about an hour, the full moon will reach her apex at 22 degrees of Scorpio, activating a deep, primal part of the zodiac that asks us individually and collectively to confront what lies beneath the surface. If you have personal planets or points between 18 and 26 degrees of the fixed signs, so that would be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius, you will feel this lunation especially strongly, but truly none of us are untouched by Scorpio's tides or its sting. This full moon marks the culmination of a story that actually began 6 months ago at the Scorpio new moon on November 1st, 2024. At that time, a new emotional cycle was seeded. Something private, perhaps even painful, was asked to be seen and transformed. Scorpio initiates a metamorphosis. And as you know, full moons bring culmination, illumination, and release. So to understand the deeper tone of this moon, we look to Scorpio's rulers, traditionally Mars and modernly Pluto. Their influence make this lunation more than just an illumination. It is a soul excavation. This is a moment of reckoning and a turning point in the cycle of transformation. I often think of Scorpio full moons in terms of preparing soil for planting. It's very dirty work, pulling weeds that have deep roots, pruning dead branches, getting scratched and possibly stung. It reminds me too of composting, gathering what's no longer needed, layering past harvests with intention, and letting time, heat, and pressure turn decay into fertile ground. The essence of Scorpio is just that, transmuting what was into what can be. And now we begin to see the fruits or consequences of what was seeded back in November. This lunation also stirs the waters of relationship, and not just romance, but community, networks, and soul alliances. Who sees us truly? Who shares our values? Who do we feel safe enough to merge with, intentionally, spiritually, creatively? Scorpio speaks through the soul, not the mind. So what arises may not make immediate sense, but let it come. Let it move through you, and give yourself grace and time. As we've said for weeks now, we are being asked, again, individually and collectively, to shed old systems, identities, roles, and attachments to make space for deeper and more authentic connections. With this full moon, we're also stretched across the Scorpio axis. What is mine versus what is ours? What comforts us and what awakens us? Taurus, where the sun is now, reminds us to honor the body, the senses, the simple pleasures that sustain life. Scorpio, reflecting the light back from the deep, asks us to dive below the surface, to feel what is raw and real, to touch truth, and to share it, even when it's vulnerable. Together, they teach us to thrive. We must both stabilize and transform. We must tend the soil and compost the past. This lunation is further charged by a square between Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. Scorpio's two rulers in a direct face-off. Mars wants to assert, to move forward, to burn bright. Pluto asks for depth, surrender, and permanent change. Together, they pressurize the terrain. Power dynamics may surface in your relationship, in your purpose, and within yourself. You may feel restless or reactive. You may encounter friction around control, trust, or vulnerability. But Scorpio doesn't transform through force. It transforms through surrender, through honesty, intimacy, and the willingness to evolve. It's a water sign after all. And when we stop resisting, we remember water holds us. We can float. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention some supportive presence of two asteroid goddesses, Juno and Charlico. Juno, the goddess of sacred contracts and soul commitments, is active under this full moon, and her energy invites us to examine the agreements we're in, spoken or silent, and ask ourselves, do they honor our truth? Her presence can also inspire harmony and wisdom from those who've walked a similar path. Ceree, the cosmic midwife and spirit medicine bearer, brings healing and grace, and she reminds us to care for our bodies and spirits, to create space for healing, and to trust in the medicine of the deep inner transformation. Together, these two help us balance our commitments to others with our commitments to ourselves. The message is very clear. True transformation begins with vulnerability, and healing is a sacred act of reclaiming your soul. In closing, I think we all get the general sense that this is not a subtle moon. It is very passionate, honest, metamorphic. Let yourself feel it all. Trust your body's knowing. Trust your heart's compass. Even if the clarity isn't there yet, something is being released so that something more authentic can rise. You are not alone in this process. We are all moving through this tide together, being rebirthed into a deeper belonging within ourselves and with one another. May you honor the sacred ground you've tended within and have the courage to speak the truth that only you can speak, not for approval, but to stand rooted in your integrity and invite others to meet you there. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure to bring you some of this astrology on this very passionate and sacred day. I hope that you're able to release whatever no longer serves you, and I will look forward to seeing you all at my next regular video on Monday. Until then, take care.
All right. Thank you so much, Marsha, for preparing that for us and all the information that you gave us about that. Is there anything you want to add, Wendi, to anything that she shared?
Well, I think I do, but I'm going to wait until I do my my reading, because it'll definitely come in there.
All right, so the next part, we're going to be doing the actual ritual part, and this is typically where Dawn steps in, and she does it so much better than what I could do, but I'm trying my best. So let me go ahead and get the slides up. So to get us started with our Release to Rise ritual for this full moon in Scorpio, we do need to get our tools together, and I should have shown this earlier, but I forgot. So we have the tools needed are a black candle, a white candle, a bowl of water or a salt bath, a pen and a journal, paper for release letter, a lighter or a match for burning. You can have crystals, in which some of the crystals suggested were obsidian, black tourmaline, labradorite, or moonstone. And then you can also have an ancestral photo, tarot cards, incense, which it's suggesting myrrh or dragon's blood or patchouli. All right, so I've got all of my things already set up, but I'm going to give just a few minutes to let everybody get their things set up too.
Yeah.
But
have you ever
I
smelled dragon's blood incense? Sorry.
oh yeah, yeah, I've
It
got
smells
that one
so
going.
good.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I actually couldn't find a black candle, and so I got these matching like candle holders. So I've got a black and a white one to represent that same energy. So if you don't get it just exact, don't like freak out. We just kind of improvise here. We use what we got because it's all about the intentions that we're setting in this. And so a big part of what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some journaling. I have some journal prompts for everyone because that's part of the release that we're doing. It's not just like the burning part. It's like we're having to get it out of our head and onto paper. And so we have to get all of these thoughts out. And so then we're going to do a release letter after that. So after we've gone through the journal prompts and kind of processed through everything, now we can get clear about what are the actual things we're wanting to release with this full moon. And so we are going to be burning this, but if you are not in a space that you are able to burn, you can just tear it and like put it in water. And that way, it's the symbolic of what we're doing with this. All right. So go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first step, we're going to light our candles. So go ahead and light your candles. Okay. Okay. So I open this space in reverence to the full moon in Scorpio. I invite in truth, depth, protection, and the power of sacred transformation. Guide me through the darkness into the light of my soul. All right. So for the next part, you need to have your pen and paper ready because we're going to be starting our journal prompts. All right. So our first journal prompt is, what am I still carrying that no longer serves me? So just take a couple of minutes. What are you still carrying that no longer serves you? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the next one up. So what pain, pattern, or attachment am I ready to release or transmute? Okay. The next question is, where have I given away my power and how can I call it back? What secrets, fears, or shadows have been trying to be seen? Okay, the next question is, what truth am I finally ready to speak, even if just to myself? Okay. Okay. So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to write a release letter. And so on a separate sheet of paper, we're going to begin with I release, and then we're going to list out anything that's been heavy, haunting, or hidden, and be specific as possible. And then we're going to end the letter with I let this go with love and power. I am free. So we're going to take the next few minutes to write the release letter. So anything that you're wanting to release with this full moon. All right. So if you have finished your letter, I'm going to take your letter and fold it up. We're going to place it over our heart. Right. You can close your eyes and imagine a phoenix rising from the ashes of your former self, and you can say aloud with me, as I let go, I rise. As I face the dark, I reclaim the light. As I speak the truth, I set my soul free. I now embody the power, passion, and presence of my truest self. It is safe to do so. Oh, I'm sorry. If it is safe to do so, we can burn the letter now. So if it's not, like I said, you can still tear it up and you can put it in water. But if it's safe, we can go ahead and burn our letter now. Okay, mine's almost gone. Okay. So the last step, which I have a separate little bowl here of water, so you may not have a separate, I don't know if I said that. But we're going to take our fingers and we're just going to dip it into a bowl of water with salt just for cleansing. And we're going to say, I am cleansed, I am clear, I am reborn. All right. So now then I'm going to turn this over to Wendi.
Okay.
Do a collective reading for us.
All right. So I just want to say I really liked that, and it felt very empowering, especially the letter at the end. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. Okay, so I was drawn to 4 different decks. So I went ahead and I just pulled one card from each deck, and I will go through them. This is just kind of advice from Spirit with going into this Scorpio full moon. And I thought this first one was just dead on for, I think, Jenn and I today in doing this. I got this from Alice the Wonderland Oracle. And this also was resonating in hearing Marsha's video that she made for this today for us. So we got Wake Up. It's 25 card. It's your moment. Okay, so it says, when this card comes to you, you can be sure that you have the spotlight turned directly on you. You are being asked to wake up, to be present to what is being asked of you, and to rise to the occasion. Although you may feel like withdrawing and not being so very visible, there is no running away. You cannot sleep through this moment, for others are eagerly waiting to hear from you. They are ready to listen to and enjoy what you have to offer, to finally hear what you have been waiting to say for a long time. You may feel you are not ready. You may be hesitant to speak up. You may also wish to withdraw and hide, either in sleep or in hibernation, but there is no turning away from your moment. And when it comes, as it will, make it count. Tell your story, speak up strong, share your words and thoughts. If people interrupt and demand explanations, continue regardless. This time for sleeping and dreaming is over. Suddenly and almost quite unexpectedly, it is time to awaken and share the wonders you have within you. So really, asking to show up ready or not, here it comes. And I know that's kind of how I think Jenn and I felt right before we came on. Like, oh, okay, well, we're here, let's do it. So that definitely resonated for me. Okay, on to the next. I pulled a card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Okay, and it is courage. We definitely have to have courage to do these things. So step forward, throw your shoulders back, and stand up for yourself with passion. Speak up for those less fortunate. Be impeccable in all your actions. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Don't be limited by the beliefs of others. Use your passion to make a difference. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means fearless. Acknowledge your fear and take action anyway. Make a stand. You are strong and powerful and have great valor within you. Okay. From the Elemental Oracle, we got growth, plants, a 19 card. Okay, so magic is in everyday things. You can make something from nothing. Blossom. It's time. From small things, big things might grow. Begin it. And I think this is a message we've been getting a lot of. It, now is the time. This is the time. Now is your time. Even in Marsha's recording, she talked about, this is the time of rebirth to begin again. You're taking in all of these new things and letting go of other things. It's this huge transformation, right? And we have to, in order to get through this transformation, that's how we grow. So we have to grow from it. We have to learn from it. It's progress, right? It's progression, which is unstoppable. It's going to happen, which is why all those tower moments come in, because it has to happen. We have to learn. We have to grow. We have to expand. You can't just avoid it or shy away from it or hide from it. It's going to happen. But what you can do is, think about your perspective in going through it. And if you want to give yourself grace in going through it, or if you are going to struggle and fight against it, that's a choice, right? Okay, for the very last card here, the last deck I pulled from the Mystic Sisters Oracle deck. And I got Witch's Brew, which is cultivate, healing, refine. The witch stirs her cauldron full to the perfect healing herbs to cure anything that ails you. Her whole world is rich with resources, and she has cultivated it all to concoct her potions. Throughout time and through extensive efforts, she has developed skills, knowledge, and wisdom. This goddess is creative, industrious, versatile, and talented. She gives a centered feeling of well-being by the warmth of her fire. When this card is drawn, it is time to develop and refine your own qualities of constancy, attention, and imaginative consideration. It is well worth knowing what you don't know and taking the time to fill in the gaps of your knowledge in your chosen interest. So again, just being called into, these new awakenings, these new gifts, really, accepting them and honoring them and giving the time and consideration it will take to learn and grow and become proficient at these new gifts that we have coming in. I thought that was just a lovely way to end this, because this is kind of a tumultuous and big change, and it's scary, and there's lots of crazy stuff, and it's, you can feel like your world is just kind of being upended. But you're being forced into taking action anyway and dealing with it, right? But it isn't without purpose. And on the other side of this, it is this just beautiful and gracious and divine energy that wants to come through all of us and give us these beautiful gifts and this much better outlook and prospects and coming towards us into our future. So it's kind of, we have to kind of weather the storm to get to where we want to be. And I feel like that message has been coming in very strongly these last few weeks as well. So nice to get that kind of reassurance of that we're all doing what we need to be doing. We're all on the right path, and we are forging our way forward, and we can do it with grace and elegance. So I think that's really beautiful. I want to thank Marsha for doing that recording for us today. I want to thank everyone at the Spiritual View, of course, who couldn't be here with us. And Jenn, thank you. And everyone here in the chat and on the live and watching later, thank you for being part of our community. It's just so lovely to be in this with everybody. So I don't know, Jenn, if you have any final words, but I think
reminder of our daily videos every day of the week. We got a different reader, and then Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern is our Thursday night live. So we'll see you then.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.